You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've sifted through a whole stack of recent tech news you shared. Our plan today, to kind of pull out the really important bits, see what's happening right now, and maybe what's just around the corner. We've got quite a mix: cheaper electric cars, some pretty wild new ways to control computers, and even some tracking tech that sounds a bit sci-fi. Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's fascinating how all these different threads, some really physical things, some totally invisible, are kind of changing how we even relate to technology itself.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, first up, Tesla. They're saying the first builds of their new affordable EV happened back in June. So that 2025 launch seems like it's still on.
Mm-hmm.
But the interesting detail, I think, is that it's probably going to be a, stripped-down Model Y. Fewer bits, fewer features, maybe smaller.
Yeah, exactly. And that's huge. It's not just about Tesla making a cheaper car. This could really kick off a global race to make EVs more affordable across the board.
So forcing other car makers to speed up their own cheaper electric models.
Precisely. It could make EVs accessible much faster than we thought, really opening up the market.
Okay, interesting. So moving from roads to, the sky, I guess. Connectivity, SpaceX and T-Mobile. Their T-satellite service is actually available now.
Right.
So your phone could stay connected even when you're miles from a cell tower. No service.
Yeah, this is a big deal for just, basic access. If you're already a T-Mobile customer, you can add it on. Or it might be free if you have one of their more expensive plans.
Okay.
But what's really smart is that even if you're not on T-Mobile, you can subscribe using a secondary eSIM.
An eSIM. So that's like a digital SIM card built into the phone.
Exactly. Lets you switch networks easily. Think about remote workers, hikers, or, emergency situations in places with zero signal. It's more than just convenience.
Definitely. Okay, so better connectivity is one thing. But then there's how we actually interact with tech. That seems to be changing fast, too. Meta's got this new wristband. It lets you control computers just with hand gestures. And it works by reading electrical signals, right, from your forearm muscles.
Electromyography.
Yeah, exactly. It measures the electrical buzz from your muscles, so it can sort of tell what your hand is about to do.
Okay, so the really mind-bending part, for me anyway, is they say with practice you could control stuff just by thinking about the gesture, not even actually moving.
Well, that's the long-term vision, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all part of this move towards, more intuitive interfaces, trying to close the gap between thinking and doing. It's a step towards that seamless brain-computer link people talk about.
Speaking of brains and computers, Neuralink, they've got some pretty wild numbers out there, talking about $1 billion in revenue by 2031 and putting chips in 20,000 people a year.
Yeah, the projections are definitely ambitious.
But how realistic is this timeline? I mean, actually getting these into people routinely.
Well, here's the thing. No brain-computer interfaces have actually got full FDA approval for permanent commercial use in the U.S. yet. Not one.
Okay.
Neuralink seems to be hoping for approval for their first device around 2029. Still a few years off then.
Right. And it's important to remember they're not the only ones working on this stuff. There are several companies building similar tech. It's a really competitive space.
Which, naturally, brings up questions about, data and privacy. And that leads us straight into the next couple of things. Amazon might buy this company. B, they make a wearable bracelet.
Right, I saw that.
And what it does is, it listens to your conversations, transcribes them, and uses AI to make it all searchable, like a personal history.
Yeah.
What does Amazon get out of having that kind of really detailed personal data?
Well, beyond just a memory aid for the user,
Right.
think about the data Amazon gets. A searchable, real-time log of your actual conversations. It could change everything from ads to how personal assistants work. I mean, turning your private chats into, corporate data. The privacy angle is significant.
Yeah, no kidding. And if that sounds intense, how about this? Wi-Fi. Yeah. Researchers have built a system that uses Wi-Fi signals to identify and track specific people.
Just using Wi-Fi?
Apparently. It works based on how your body specifically interacts with Wi-Fi signals, like a unique Wi-Fi shadow for each person.
Wow. So it can actually tell who is who,
Right.
not just that someone is there.
That's what they're saying. Identifying specific individuals and tracking them across different places.
Okay, that's surprising. The ability to pick out individuals and follow them, that's more than just a privacy issue. It kind of changes what public space even means. Imagine just walking around and the Wi-Fi around you is logging where you are, who you are, not cameras, just signals.
Makes you wonder what anonymous even means anymore.
Exactly.
So quite a journey today. We've gone from, real physical products like cheaper EVs all the way to thought control and Wi-Fi tracking. The pace is just incredible.
It really is. And all these things, they're exciting, maybe even game-changing, but they also bring up some really big questions, don't they? About who gets access, about our privacy, about how tangled up with tech we're becoming, sometimes without even noticing.
It's definitely a lot to chew on, so maybe something for you, our listener, to think about. How fast is all this stuff that sounded like pure science fiction just becoming normal? And what kind of responsibility does that put on us and on the folks actually building these tools? That's it for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
Spoken Tech for your ears.